What if the one thing you're missing is you? It's a strange question, isn't it? You might be thinking, how can I be missing myself? I'm right here. But let's dig a little deeper. In our world today, we're often so focused on getting things, a great job, a nice house, the latest gadgets, a picture-perfect relationship, that we forget to check in with ourselves. We tick all the boxes of what society tells us success looks like, but something still feels off. That's the problem we're going to explore today. Having everything but not having yourself. Let's start by talking about what it means to have everything. For many of us, it's about achieving goals we've been taught to value. Maybe you've climbed the career ladder and landed that high-powered job you've always wanted. Your bank account is healthy, and you can afford the things you desire. You might have a loving family or a strong group of friends. From the outside, your life looks perfect. You've done everything right, followed all the rules and achieved the dream. But here's the twist. Despite all these accomplishments, you might feel oddly empty inside. This feeling of emptiness, of something missing, is more common than you might think. It's like having a beautifully wrapped gift box, only to open it and find it's empty inside. All the external trappings of success are there, but the core, you, feels hollow. This disconnect between outward success and inner fulfillment is at the heart of our discussion today. So how does this happen? How do we end up losing touch with our true selves? It often starts gradually, almost imperceptibly. We get caught up in the rat race, constantly chasing the next goal, the next achievement. Society bombards us with messages about what we should want, how we should look, what success means. We internalize these messages, often without even realizing it. We start making choices based on what we think we should do, rather than what truly resonates with us. Over time, this can lead to a kind of self-alienation. We become strangers to ourselves, unsure of what we really want or what truly makes us happy. We might find ourselves going through the motions of life, doing what's expected of us, but feeling oddly detached from it all. It's like we're actors in our own lives, playing a role rather than living authentically. There are signs that can indicate you've lost touch with yourself. One of the most common is a persistent feeling of emptiness or dissatisfaction, even when things in your life are going well. You might feel restless, like something's missing, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. You might find yourself feeling bored or unfulfilled in situations that should make you happy. Another sign is difficulty making decisions. When we're disconnected from our true selves, we lose touch with our inner compass. We might find ourselves constantly seeking others' opinions or approval, unsure of what we really want or what feels right to us. This can lead to a lot of second-guessing and indecision. You might also notice a lack of passion or enthusiasm in your life. Things that used to excite you might now feel dull or uninteresting. You might go through your days on autopilot, not fully engaging with your experiences or the people around you. It's like the color has faded from your world, leaving everything in shades of gray. Physical symptoms can also be a sign of this disconnection. You might experience unexplained fatigue, even when you're getting enough sleep. Stress-related health issues might crop up more frequently. Your body often knows when something's off, even if your conscious mind hasn't quite figured it out yet. Relationship difficulties can be another indicator. When we're not in touch with ourselves, it becomes harder to connect authentically with others. You might find yourself feeling lonely even when you're surrounded by people, or struggling to communicate your needs and feelings in your relationships. Neglecting your true self comes with a cost, and it's often higher than we realize. One of the most significant consequences is burnout. When we're constantly pushing ourselves to meet external expectations without considering our own needs and desires, we're bound to run out of steam eventually. This burnout can affect all areas of our lives: work, relationships, health. Relationship issues are another common fallout. When we're not being true to ourselves, it's hard to be truly present and authentic with others. This can lead to feelings of disconnection, misunderstandings, and conflicts. We might find ourselves in relationships that look good on paper, but feel hollow or unsatisfying. A lack of direction is another consequence. When we're not in touch with our true selves, it's hard to set meaningful goals or make decisions that align with our values. We might find ourselves drifting through life, unsure of what we really want or where we're headed. This disconnection from self can also lead to a general sense of unhappiness or dissatisfaction with life. Even when things are going well externally, we might feel a persistent sense of unease or discontent. It's like we're living someone else's life, not our own. So how do we start to reconnect with our true selves? The first step is often simply recognizing that there's a problem. Acknowledging that feeling of disconnection is the first step towards addressing it. Self-reflection is a crucial tool in this process. This doesn't mean endlessly analyzing your thoughts and feelings, but rather taking the time to check in with yourself regularly. Ask yourself questions like, what do I really want? What makes me feel alive and energized? What are my core values? What matters most to me? Mindfulness practices can be incredibly helpful in this process. These might include meditation, journaling, or simply taking time each day to sit quietly and tune into your thoughts and feelings. The goal is to become more aware of your inner world, to start noticing patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. It's also important to start questioning the beliefs and assumptions you've internalized over the years. Are these really your beliefs, or are they ideas you've absorbed from others? Do they still serve you? Are they aligned with who you truly are and want to be? Exploring new experiences can also help in rediscovering yourself. Try new activities, read books on diverse topics, engage with different types of people. Sometimes it's through these new experiences that we discover aspects of ourselves we didn't know existed. This process of self-discovery is not about finding some fixed, unchanging, true self. We are complex, multifaceted beings who grow and change over time. The goal is to become more aware of who you are in this moment and to stay connected to that evolving self. As you start to rediscover your authentic self, the next step is to begin aligning your life with this newfound self-awareness. This doesn't mean you need to make drastic changes overnight. It's about gradually making choices that reflect your true values and desires. Start by examining your daily routines and habits. Are they supporting the person you want to be, or are they holdovers from a version of yourself you've outgrown? Look for small ways to incorporate more authenticity into your daily life. This might mean setting aside time for activities that truly energize you, or starting to say no to commitments that don't align with your values. In your work life, consider whether your current career path aligns with your authentic self. This doesn't necessarily mean you need to quit your job, but perhaps there are ways to bring more of your true self into your work. Can you take on projects that excite you? Can you find ways to use your unique strengths and perspectives? In your relationships, practice being more authentic. This might mean being more honest about your feelings, setting clear boundaries, or seeking out connections with people who appreciate and support your true self. It's not about changing who you are to please others, but about allowing your authentic self to show up more fully in your interactions. This process of alignment is ongoing. As you continue to grow and evolve, your understanding of your authentic self will deepen, and you may need to make further adjustments in your life. Of course, this journey of self-discovery and alignment isn't always easy. We often encounter fears and resistance along the way. One common fear is the fear of change. Even if we're not entirely happy with our current situation, it's familiar. The unknown can be scary, and we might worry about what we might lose if we start living more authentically. There's also the fear of disapproval. We might worry about what others will think if we start making changes or expressing ourselves more authentically. The desire for acceptance and approval is deeply ingrained in us as social beings, and going against the grain can feel risky. Imposter syndrome is another common obstacle. As we start to reconnect with our true selves, we might doubt whether we're qualified to live authentically. We might think, who am I to want more? Who am I to change? Self-doubt can also hold us back. We might question whether we really know what we want, or whether we're capable of making positive changes in our lives. Overcoming these fears and resistance requires courage and persistence. It's important to remember that these fears are normal and natural. They don't mean you're doing something wrong. They're often a sign that you're moving in the direction pushing beyond your comfort zone. One strategy for overcoming these obstacles is to start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Small, consistent steps towards authenticity can build momentum and confidence over time. It can also be helpful to seek support. This might mean confiding in trusted friends or family members, joining a support group, or working with a therapist or coach. Having others who understand and support your journey can make a big difference. Practicing self-compassion is crucial. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this process. It's okay to make mistakes or to feel uncertain. You're learning and growing, and that takes time. Remember too that discomfort is often a sign of growth. If you're feeling uncomfortable, it might mean you're pushing beyond old limitations and expanding your sense of self. Try to reframe this discomfort as excitement or anticipation for the growth that's happening. As you continue on this journey of self-discovery and authentic living, you'll likely start to notice positive changes in your life. One of the most significant benefits is a greater sense of inner peace and contentment. When you're living in alignment with your true self, you're no longer constantly at war with yourself. The gap between who you are and who you think you should be starts to close. You might find that your relationships improve. When you're more connected to yourself, you're able to connect more deeply and authentically with others. You might find it easier to communicate your needs and boundaries, leading to more satisfying and genuine relationships. Creativity often flourishes when we're in touch with our authentic selves. You might find yourself having more ideas, feeling more inspired, or approaching problems in new and innovative ways. Your sense of purpose and direction in life may become clearer. When you're connected to your true self, it becomes easier to set meaningful goals and make decisions that align with your values. You might also notice improvements in your physical and mental health. Stress levels often decrease when we're living authentically, and we might find ourselves naturally making choices that support our well-being. Overall, you're likely to experience a deeper sense of fulfillment and satisfaction with life. This doesn't mean everything will be perfect all the time, but you'll have a stronger foundation to weather life's ups and downs. So how can you start taking action towards reconnecting with yourself? Here are some practical steps you can begin implementing today. 1. Set aside time each day for self-reflection. This could be as simple as spending 10 minutes each morning or evening checking in with yourself. How are you feeling? What's on your mind? What do you need? 2. Start a journaling practice. Writing can be a powerful tool for self-discovery. Try free writing for a few minutes each day, letting your thoughts flow without judgment. 3. Practice mindfulness. This could involve formal meditation or simply taking moments throughout your day to pause and be fully present in the moment. 4. Explore your interests. Make a list of things you're curious about or activities you've always wanted to try. Start incorporating one or two of these into your life. 5. Reassess your commitments. Look at how you're spending your time and energy. Are these alignments reflecting your true priorities? Start saying no to things that don't align with your values or bring you joy. 6. Practice authenticity in small ways. This might mean expressing an opinion you'd usually keep to yourself, or wearing something that truly reflects your style rather than what you think you should wear. 7. Seek out nature. Spending time in nature can help us reconnect with ourselves and gain perspective. Try to spend some time outdoors each day, even if it's just a short walk. 8. Limit social media and external influences. Take a break from the constant influx of others' opinions and lifestyles. Use this time to tune into your own thoughts and feelings. 9. Practice self-care. Make sure you're meeting your basic needs for rest, nutrition, and physical activity. It's hard to connect with yourself when you're running on empty. 10. Seek support. Consider talking to a trusted friend, joining a support group, or working with a therapist or coach who can guide you on this journey. The journey of self-discovery and authentic living is ongoing. It's not about reaching a perfect end state, but about continually growing, learning, and aligning your life with your true self. There will be challenges along the way, but the rewards of living authentically are immeasurable. We started by recognizing that it's possible to have all the external trappings of success and still feel empty or unfulfilled. We explored how we can lose touch with our true selves, often gradually and unconsciously, as we try to meet external expectations and societal definitions of success. We discussed the signs that might indicate you've lost touch with yourself, feelings of emptiness or dissatisfaction, difficulty making decisions, lack of passion, and relationship struggles. We looked at the costs of this self-neglect, including burnout, relationship issues, and a general sense of unhappiness. We then explored ways to start reconnecting with your authentic self through self-reflection, mindfulness practices, and questioning long-held beliefs and assumptions. We talked about the importance of aligning your life with your rediscovered self, making choices that reflect your true values and desires. We acknowledged the fears and resistance that often come up in this process and discussed strategies for overcoming these obstacles. We looked at the benefits of reconnecting with yourself, including improved relationships, increased creativity, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Finally, we offered practical steps you can take to start this journey of self-discovery and authentic living. The key message here is that true fulfillment comes not from external achievements or possessions, but from being connected to and living in alignment with your authentic self. It's about having the courage to look inward, to question, to grow, and to gradually shape your life to reflect who you truly are. So I invite you now to take that first step. Choose one small action you can take today to start reconnecting with yourself. It might be as simple as setting aside 10 minutes for quiet reflection, or trying a new activity you've always been curious about. Remember, this is your journey. There's no right or wrong way to do it. The important thing is to start and to keep going, one step at a time. You have everything within you to live a fulfilling, authentic life. It's time to rediscover yourself, to reconnect with your inner wisdom, and to start living in a way that truly reflects who you are. The journey might not always be easy, but it's infinitely worthwhile. You deserve to have not just everything, but to have yourself, your true, authentic, amazing self. Are you ready to begin? The journey starts now with you in this moment. Take a deep breath, check in with yourself, and take that first step towards reconnection. Your authentic self is waiting to be rediscovered. It's time to come home to yourself.